Hello ladies and gentlemen, Xcentori here and welcome back to another YouTube video. Now I hope all of you are doing well today because I am as always, and if you are new here please do make sure you like and subscribe. Now in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to be as most professional or realistic as you possibly can in Infinite Flight. And today we're going to be going on to Flight Radar, and this is literally about as realistic as you can get, and we're going to be basically... Well, I'm going to be showing you guys how professional you really can be with a mobile flight simulator, and it is kind of crazy how realistic you can be. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go, what you'll do is you'll want to go beforehand on Google, and you're going to want to find a flight on here, and you're going to do for London, let's do London to San Francisco, because that's the flight I was going to tell you guys about in this video. So San Francisco, and we're going to look up that, and if you can't normally find the flight number like we can right now, we'll just put on here, we'll do flight time or flight number. There we go. And we'll just look up the flight number. Then we've got BA287 here, BA285, and there's quite a few. So it's about that. So we'll click on the first link here, like you randomly do. And you can see that, oh, okay, there's a flight in there now on BA285. So the next thing you want to do after you find your flight, you're going to go on here and we're going to go find BA285, which I've conveniently pre-searched for us all, and you can see that it is currently live on the map, and we're going to show that on the map for you guys. And you can see if we zoom out, very laggy here, sorry, but you can sort of see the flight and the route it's taken. And if we go down to London Heathrow, now this is the bit where it relates to Infinite Flight now, you can see the exact gate this aircraft departed from, and this is what people get very finicky about in Infinite Flight. So we're just going to have to check what aircraft it was as well, because I don't remember looking. So we're just going to have to figure it out. That's our plane there. It's a, what is it? It's a Boeing 777-200ER. Okay, that's fine, that's bearable. We're going to have to click back on the plane as well, just to come back across, just so we can make sure that we get that correct or the right gate for everyone here. And we're going to go down here. So we're on a 777-200ER here, and hopefully there's British Airways. Perfect. And we're going to use expert server, regarding there's no ATC there, hopefully. We look clear. The reason I didn't want ATC, because I didn't want to interfere with anything within the flight simulator. Also, you normally have your volume on full. So we're going to go here, and I haven't passed. It looks like it came from either that gate or the next one along. So we're just going to zoom in a little bit more and make sure we do get it from the right gate. Otherwise, it's not being as professional as you can. You know, you want to. The idea of this, to be as pro as you can, is to mimic a real life flight. So it's actually the next one across, isn't it, by the looks of that? And it's literally right down by the bottom. So it's probably that gate, I'd reckon. So that's I guess. So once you've found your flight, so you know what route you want to do, you found a plane, you could do this for any random flight. And now we're going to spawn into Infinite Flight. Now, unfortunately, we can't actually copy the real life flight plans of these aircraft in Infinite Flight. So you're either going to have to make your own one, judging off the route that you've just seen, or you're going to have to try and do something fancy. That's crazy. Did this aircraft really not come from a terminal building? That's weird. So we might actually be at the wrong gate, but you know, we've tried. So we're just going to, so the first thing you want to do is sort out all of this, and you're going to start up your cockpit as always. Okay, so this is just basic realism stuff. Nav lights because you're alive in the cockpit. Put the seatbelts on for boarding, and that's all chill. So next thing you want to do to be as professional as you can in Infinite Flight is you're going to now, you can either go onto here, and it's going to take us to the plane, and you can see the flight plan it's taken, and you can take a guess if you want, or we can go onto Google, and you're just going to search flight plan maker and use flight plan database. Now I know there is SimBrief and a few other ones which I've looked up previously, but for me, for Infinite Flight, I've always used this, and it's always been reliable. So you put in your destination and your arrival, KSFO and EGGL, and it's going to hopefully pop up with San Francisco. Okay, we'll just press go then. For some reason the iPad's been a bit slow with us today, but it should all load in for us and all be good. So once you get to this bit, you're going to press Infinite Flight, and then This is just, it's really easy, and some people don't think it is this easy. But you're just gonna copy the whole lot. I should have pressed select all. We're gonna copy it. We don't need that anymore. Come back into infinite flight. Just go up here, and you're gonna press at the top right, and this comes up, and you press paste. Okay. And fingers crossed, we're gonna add either one of them. Just add to your flight plan. It comes up in the top plan. Now, it's worth noting it doesn't use citizen stars and all of this weird stuff, and occasionally something like this will happen where we're going to have to remove 1 or 2 waypoints that have just, you know, got poorly mishandled. So this one is K-sit, and we're just going to have to find it in here and unfortunately remove it because it has made a little bit of a mess of our flight plan. I can't see K-sit, but I know there are definitely people in the comments that go K-sit, and we're going to have to remove Berat because that is the one before it as well, which made it a little bit awkward for us. So there we go. And then this is your flight plan, and it just brings you in. Now you can adjust it, you know, add in your citizen stars. However, if you want to know more about them, you can watch my tutorial on how to make a realistic flight plan in Infinite Flight. Now, whilst this is about as professional as you can get with regards to starting up the aircraft, choosing a route, making your flight plan, and there are some other stuff like SimBrief. I would recommend it if you're like fully into it, but I don't have an account. I've always used Flight Plan Database because it's been relatively reliable. It always has 1 or 2 waypoints that are a bit out, but that's easily fixable. So I think it's worth it if you are to ask me. There's a random plane flying over Heathrow right now. Shout out to this dude if you know who you are. Speedbird 002BA, you're flying on the 11th of September. And yeah, so if this is you, man, let me know down in the comments. Is that a long flight from somewhere in Africa? So sorry, I got very easily distracted there. Now, the next thing I can say to be as realistic as you can in for flight. Now, for some reason, the iPad's been laggy. So what you're going to want to do, so we're going to imagine that the aircraft's all packed up, and you're going to bring down all of these. I'm sure there's a specific order, like normally you'd have like the catering come off before the cargo, before the people come on, etc. But that doesn't really matter to me that much. And make sure you use Unicom and air traffic control. Now, especially if you're on training or expert server and there's live ATC, whatever you do, make sure you use ATC and all of that. Now, with regards to landing, now what you're going to want to do, so we're going to imagine we're headed to Heathrow and we're landing here. Like you see, I've got on the map, you're going to press runways, and you're going to press one of these, and you're going to press set nav 1. Now what this does is it links you to the glide slope, which then pops up on here, and you can see the glide slope there on the right of the screen. The little, I can't exactly point it out to you, but I can in here. That is your glide slope, I'm pretty sure, right in the center of the screen. The little like pink diamond thing, and you want to keep that towards the middle, and that's very helpful in landing. And the glide slope basically just brings you into the airport the way you want to be brought in. Now, it is worth noting that apparently when you push back, you're meant to be starting one of the engines, and I always start engine 2. I'm not sure if that's correct procedure, but I'm pretty sure you always start engine 2, and as soon as the engine comes on, beacon lights as well, because I'm pretty sure that indicates that your engines are active. Now, if there is any factual incorrections, people will let me know down below in the comments, because I'm not always perfect with my facts, and I'm just going to let you all know. So while you're coming back, engine 2 will be starting up quite nicely. And basically the pushback bit is very easy, and I was just correcting something that I did in my realism video the other day. So we're going to imagine we've done all this, and basically the bit from here is very easy, because all you're going to want to do is you just taxi very simply, very straightly, just go straight to the runway, slow taxi. I mean, you can always, if we just have a quick break here, I know it's expert server, so I'm going to quit because I don't want to stop in the runway, but again, for the extra bit of realism and professionalism, if you just... Oh, we've completely lost our plane. So I'm sure I'll show you guys what you can do with your taxi. And I'm sure quite a few of you can guess. But if you... just don't track me. Thank you. If we go to back here onto the flight, I'm going to show you on the map. You can actually follow, or I'd recommend, if you just follow the path your aircraft is taxiing. And this is like next over, because you can see that the aircraft's gone straight up here, straight into the nearest one to the runway, and taxied along to the end. Again, that is some even more realism. No, I don't want to try gold. So again, even more professional like that if you were to do some small stuff like that. So if you did find this useful on how to be more professional in foot flight, please let me know down below. If it helped, it means a lot to me. But basically, just use Flight Radar because it literally next level realism, because you're literally copying or you're imitating what an aircraft is doing right now. Even better if you find an aircraft at a gate and you can literally fully do it from the get-go, from takeoff to landing, and completely mimic that, because that would be quite cool as well. However, if you did find this useful and helpful, please let me know down below, and like and subscribe if you're new. Other than that though, I'll see you in my next video. Good night.
Find your way.